Hey guys, what's going on? Hey guys, what's going on? It's Intelligent Psycho back here, and I'm gonna be talking about recapping the first round of the WNBA Playoff Games, Games 2. So let's start with the miraculous comeback from the Seattle Storm over the Vegas Aces with an incredible 25 points in the fourth quarter, and led, by the way, for a 3-point win, 86-83, led by, of course, Skylar Diggins and Nneka Ogwumike. They both were just absolutely dominant. But the story also, Seattle was able to get stops, and also Dominique Malunga, Erica Wheeler was able to hit from the 3-point line. They was able to just tear it up in the fourth quarter. But also, they not only they was able to get stops, they was able to use their size in order to obtain a gain and get rebounds throughout, and also they was able to hit timely buckets and timely shots. Skylar with the late game free throw line shot in order to seal the deal for the Storm. Also, I think down the stretch the Aces made a lot of mistakes as far as getting a little bit sloppy with the ball, like a lot of bad turnovers. Also, the Aces were taking a lot of bad shots in the fourth quarter, and Seattle was able to just execute and capitalize off of the Aces' mistakes. And I feel like that kind of pretty bodes well, whether it be for the Aces. The the main thing I had a problem with, Kirsten Bell was absolutely struggling. Alyssa Smith was struggling. Chelsea Gray, who pretty much has been called the point guard, and she was absolutely, not executing down the stretch, and that was surprising to me because I would have thought that Chelsea Gray would have stepped up and contributed and got a little bit more involved, but that just kind of was a bit jarring and surprising to me. Jackie Young, who pretty much was absolute dogged out there the other day. Asia Wilson had a pretty good game as well. But yeah, the surprise for me was Chelsea Gray. Jewel Lloyd was very inconsistent. She scored a little bit in the fourth, but she was very inconsistent to me. I did not like her play, and I did not like Chelsea Gray's play. I didn't really like the fact that Kirsten Bell and Alyssa Smith weren't really getting it going. It was just sloppy overall for the Aces. That really was just a thing that just bothered me throughout. And when I saw it, I was like, man, this is not the way that they're playing. Now, a lot of people are gonna have questions like, oh, can a Seattle Storm, pull off the upset? Can they do this? Can they do that? I don't see that happening. I think the Aces are a much better team to me than the Storm. The Storm are not as consistent as far as getting Ezzy McGregor involved, or Dominique get involved as much. But this game that they got involved and they got themselves going. They snapped also a 4-game playoff, 4-game losing streak in the first round of the playoffs. They snapped that, and of course, they got over the hump as far as getting a playoff win in over 6 years, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that was a thing that they got over. So that's a really good thing for them. But for the Aces, I think they'll come back next game. They execute a lot better. They'll get more. The women will get more involved. The fours and the fives will get more involved. I can see Kirsten Bell going off. Might have a good game. I could see Chelsea Gray getting way more involved and only scoring 7 points. That's not gonna cut. That's not gonna get it done. And also, if you had lesser points, you would have at least get at least about 8 or 9 assists. Have a little bit of impact in that attribute. But she didn't really have that much impact in that sense. As far as being a facilitator, I didn't see what was going on with her. I think they did a lot of execution that really kind of took her out of the game, and it kind of took the momentum and the drive away from them. So that would be the main thing if I was the Aces. I would worry about going into Game 3, because this is pretty much the best out of 3. It's an elimination game for them, just as much as it is for the Storm. So I would be more precautious and more careful. And yeah, that would be the main thing I would look at, and I would be worried about and focusing on if I was the Aces. Now for the Seattle Storm, all they have to do was pretty much go to their game plan, get more Nneka, get more Gabby Williams, and get Ezzy going, and have them dominating the low block and the post, and get a lot of rebounds and get out in transition, and also aggressively get in the passing lanes defensively and really just get on the edge and set the block and really pretty much get out in open transition, get some layups, get your guys going, get your girls going. Skylar definitely got involved. She's gonna have to get going a lot sooner and a lot faster, but also get Brittany Sykes going. I think she needs to get going as well, because I didn't really see her have. Yeah, I didn't see her have much of an impact at all. She needs to get going as well. She needs to get going in the double figures as well. So that'd be the main thing I would say. You have to really get going if you're the Storm, if you want to be able to win. Brittany Sykes has got to have an impact in the next game if the Seattle Storm wants to try to advance, because you didn't make a trade for her to be in the star player, being in double figures in points, and almost being in averaging a little bit close to 5 assists. So you need to get her going in order for her to have that momentum and that impact in order for you to win if you're the Storm. So that'd be the main thing I would say is the big key for them. But a good win for them, and they definitely are giving the Aces what they want, and pretty much giving them a competitive fight. So yeah, really good win for them, and a really good shot by Skylar Diggins late in the fourth. So let's go to the team that actually is advancing in the next round, and that is the Minnesota Lynx. They won by a single point over the Golden State Valkyries. And pretty much like I said, I kind of going with the Minnesota Lynx to possibly pretty much win the championship. Nafisa had a really good game, as well as Kayla McBride and Bridget Carlton. All three of them had a really solid game. Alana Smith, who is pretty much their defensive force, she kind of really didn't have much of an impact, but at the same time, and Courtney Williams was struggling from the field as well. But Feezy and Kayla McBride pretty much were the difference. Bridget came in and got some good points as well, but their defense able to get a lot of stops and hold Golden State to 74 points was also pretty good. And I was gonna say too, Veronica Burton. I pretty much think she's gonna win Most Improved Player. Cecilia and also Janelle and Cecilia, they had a really good game as well. But the thing is, they was able to get stops, and they was able to hold their opponents down and really just had an impact overall. But the fourth quarter pretty much is what made the difference for the Lynx. Because throughout Golden State, had a little bit of control, had a little bit of ease. They let their foot out the gas towards the end of the third, and you can just tell Minnesota was on a run. And so when they're on a run and they on a tear, that's when you know that they're gonna come with it. So congrats to the Minnesota Lynx. They're the team to advance to the next round, and yeah, I'm happy for them. Now, getting to a game I want to talk about is the Phoenix Mercury and the New York Liberty. The Mercury forced Game 3 as they absolutely torched the New York Liberty by the score 86-60. Pretty much the big story of the game was Satu, Sabali, Alyssa Thomas, and Kalea Copper waking up and showing up and playing. And Natasha Mack, her impact is always going to be there. Her rebounding ability and her ability to attack and really get John Quell and pretty much get John Quell Jones out the stride. Leon, and of course, even though Breanna Stewart did play in the game, but her momentum and her impact wasn't all the way there. You can tell that the injury was pretty much kind of bothering her throughout, and Phoenix just absolutely came in on a tear. They were just absolutely on an absolute storm. They put it together all the way around, and I'm happy for them. Proud that they put it together, and then they laid it together and figured out a way to continue to just go back to their winning ways and force a Game 3. They were pretty much dominant. They were pretty much dominant throughout, besides the first, mainly through the entire 3 quarters. They were pretty much dominant throughout. Satu, Alyssa Thomas, and Kalea Copper were pretty much a big help, a big cause of it. Also, Phoenix defensively was getting after the Liberty, forcing them to take tough contested shots. Sabrina was taking a lot of tough contested shots. Stewie's injury was pretty much having an impact on her. Jacquel Jones just did not do much, and Leone didn't really do as much either. That kind of really made pretty much weighed a toll and made a difference overall. So, in my opinion, I got to see to believe what has been heard, and I think Game 3 it can really go either way. Game 3 can really go either way. We'll see how it transitions and throughout. But I can possibly see the Mercury winning that game. But depending on how the outcome is, the Liberty just might wake up and just start bombing a bunch of 3-pointers, and they'll just start, hitting a bunch of 2s, and they'll just start getting involved. So, yeah, I'll go with the Mercury in this one, but we'll see how game 3 goes. All right, and that is pretty much it. Oh, and the Indiana Fever won by 17 over the Atlanta Dream. I spoke about this one on another. I spoke about this on another page, another YouTube channel. But the thing about it is, the Fever got to give a lot of credit to Kelsey Mitchell, because she's pretty much been an absolute dog out there on the floor. They finally got Aaliyah Boston going. Ariel Powers was having an impact rebounding wise, and then of course Odyssey Sims, her impact as far as being the floor general pretty much was the difference. But Kelsey Mitchell's scoring was pretty much there all the way throughout, and they finally got Aaliyah Boston going. The Taj Howard got going a little bit. The Dream, in my opinion, was going to be their downfall, was going to be their issue. Is number one, I don't know what is going on with the coaching from Shemeko. I think that's his name. I don't know why he does not play Maya Caldwell and Tatiana Pau, or I don't know why Brittany Griner is not as dominant. I don't know why he doesn't play his bench. I don't know why he doesn't play and use his rotation well, especially if you had Naz Hillman in foul trouble. Brianna Jones not getting it going. Ryan Howard not getting it going. Nor Alicia Gray not getting it going. Why are you not using your rotation on the court? Why are you not using it? I don't understand. Why are you not using your rotation? It just makes no sense to me. And that's what really is the problem for the Atlanta Dream, and why I didn't pick them to win this series at the time. But then towards the end of the year, when I knew the matchup they're going to face, I was like, man, maybe the Fever could possibly pull this one off. I can see it happen, because I think the Dream is going to make a lot of mistakes, and really the coaching is pretty much what I can think is going to make a whole lot of mistakes if he doesn't make any adjustments. And it's not playing Caldwell, not playing Pau, not playing, the rest of your rotation. And how come Brittany Griner's not involved more, not being as dominant? I just don't understand why, Atlanta's coach not making the right amount of adjustments. And, they're probably not going to make the adjustments in the next game. They're probably going to keep the same thing going. But somebody is afraid not to tell Ryan Howard that you're pretty much shot jacking. You're pretty much shot chucking up a lot of shots that, are not going in. And Alicia Gray, mentally, when she's not hitting her shots from the field and she's not getting into her rhythm, same thing with Ryan, they're not gonna get in. They're not gonna get their defense going. They pretty much are lackluster. They're pretty much lacking defensively, and that's a problem for me for the Atlanta Dream. So yeah, that would be the main thing I would say is a big problem is Atlanta is pretty much get caught up in their own way, and impactfully they're not always there. So that would be the main thing I would say is a thing that I would looking forward, that I would say could be a thing that could be a problem later on going down the road. So, but yeah, those are my thoughts about these playoff games. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys think about the Liberty and Mercury. Who you think is going to win that? Same thing with Game 3 for the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever. And tell me who you think is going to win Game 3 between the Aces and the Storm. And who you have winning it all overall. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. And also, of course, I ain't got to remind you guys to hit the like button and share. And also subscribe to the page. So, thank you all for watching. I am out. Peace.